Tonight on Y News, relatives of landslide victims in Barangay Surong, Pasuquin, Ilocos Norte that left one person dead call on the government for assistance. Water allocation in Metro Manila to increase next month as Angat Dam level improves. President Rodrigo Duterte directs all concerned agencies to bar the release of convicted rapist and murderer, former Calauan, Laguna Mayor Antonio Sanchez. Thousands of motorists to be affected by the 4-month closure of the westbound portion of the Marcos Bridge in Marikina City.
Sa bawat saglit, handang masaktan, kahit di mo alam.
And Wish 1075 celebrates its 3rd anniversary with a star-studded concert. Good evening. Relatives of landslide victims in Barangay Surong, Pasuquin Town in Ilocos Norte seek government assistance. Del Maribuhok details why.
Soil, rocks, and tree trunks struck 2 houses which caused the death of a young girl here in Pasuquin, Ilocos Norte. The UNTV News caught up with Myla as she was trying to salvage some of their belongings. Their house was damaged due to landslide in the wee hours of Saturday. She was inside the house during the landslide.
Sinubukan kong lumabas, sir, pero parang wala akong makitang paglabasan ko, sir.
Danong, who survived in incident, showed us his injuries. Another boy also survived the incident. 11-year-old Princess Trumpo remains in hospital, but 17-year-old Pauline Joy Corpus died. MacArthur Calea, another resident here, narrated how he witnessed the landslide and tried to rescue the families who were inside the 2 houses.
Parang lindol, bus, ganun. Tumakbo kami kaagad doon. Tingnan ko dito, umiiyak yung bata. Doon sa loob, nabagsakan yung mga kahoy.
A relative of one of the victims asked for government assistance.
Mas kung gusto niya kami tulong.
According to Barangay Chairman Alberto Florentino, the local government units assure assistance to the affected families. He is also wondering why this incident happened given that they have banned any cutting of trees in the area.
Wala sir, walang nagpuputol dito sir.
Meanwhile, the famous Cape Bujedor lighthouse in Burgos Town is temporarily closed to public. The structure was built during the Spanish colonial period. Businesses around the tourist site have no choice but to close down too.
Dahil po sa bagyo na landslide po yung lighthouse, kaya pinasarahan po yung lighthouse.
As the city of Lawag remains under a state of calamity, residents need more help. According to Ilocos Norte Governor Machu Manotoc, for now, they need additional relief goods and the restoration of power supply in some barangays in the province.
In the meantime, kailangan po nilang pagkain, electricity and water firstly.
Around 600 million pesos worth of agriculture and infrastructural damages has been recorded in the province. Around 167 barangays and over 9,000 families are affected by Typhoon INENG. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, Lawag City.
The province of Catanduanes and other areas in Luzon were placed under tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 due to tropical depression Jenny. Other areas include Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, Aurora, Nueva Ecija, eastern portion of Pangasinan, and northern portion of Quezon, including Polillo Island. Based on the 5 p.m. bulletin today, State Weather Service Pagasa monitors the weather disturbance at 670 kilometers east of Virac, Catanduanes, packed with maximum sustained winds of 45 kph and gustiness of up to 55 kph. It is moving towards the northwest direction at a speed of 25 kph. According to Pag-asa, light to moderate rains with intermittent heavy rains may be expected over Caraga, Eastern Visayas, and Bicol region between today and tomorrow. Meanwhile, between tomorrow afternoon and Wednesday afternoon, moderate to heavy rains may prevail over Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino, Northern Aurora, Kalinga, Abra, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, Ilocos Sur, and La Union. Light to moderate with intermittent heavy rains over Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Bicol region, Western Visayas, Central Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, and the rest of Ilocos region, Cordillera Administrative Region, Cagayan Valley, and Central Luzon. Residents in the aforementioned areas are advised to take precautionary measures for possible flash floods and landslides and continue to monitor weather updates from Pag-asa. The water level in Angat Dam continues to rise. Well, that's good news. And with that, the National Weather Resources Board will increase the water allocation to Metro Manila. Jonano will tell us why.
The water level in Angat Dam has reached its minimum operating level of 180 meters as of 7 a.m. today. With this, the NWRB will increase their water allocation to the Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System from 36 cubic meters per second to 40 cubic meters per second beginning Sunday.
Magkakaroon ng improvement services, no? Yun po yung expect natin with this additional releases po from Angat Dam, no? Expected September 1.
Not only that, the NWRB will also lift the suspension of water allocation for irrigation. According to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or Pag-asa, there has been an increase of around 30 meters in the water level of the dam since August 1, and the water level may continue to rise in the coming days.
Kasi nandito na tayo sa tag-ulan, so may mga bagyo, may na-expect pa tayong mga bagyo na darating. So inaasahan, based from the historical naman natin ng mga data, is nakikita natin during this month talaga tumataas yung elevation ng Angat Dam.
Other dams such as La Mesa, Ambuclao, and Ipo have also recorded significant increase in their water level. Joanano, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
President Rodrigo Duterte has given his order, do not release convicted ex-mayor Antonio Sanchez. Rosa Ricos will tell us why.
Senator Christopher Bong Go, the president's former top aide but most of the time is with the chief executive, reveals that the president himself is studying Republic Act No. 10592, or the law that gives good conduct time allowance for inmates.
Pinaabot niya kay BUCOR Chief file doon at kay Secretary Guevara para iparating sa kanila na hindi maaaring ma-release yan dahil pinag-aaralan ni Pangulong Duterte ang batas at nakalagay po doon sa Republic Act 592 na excluded po ang heinous crimes.
Malacanang said last week that the president believes Sanchez does not deserve to benefit from the good conduct time allowance system, especially that he had been sentenced because of heinous crimes. Senator Bong Go is the one who said that the chief executive got angry when he heard the news of Sanchez's possible early release. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara meanwhile says he received a request from the palace stating to hold the processing of Mayor Sanchez's prison records until the relevant factual and legal issues are carefully studied and resolved.
Kaya ako rin po mismo, sinabi ko na mas huwag ka nang mangarap pa lumabas dyan sa kulungan. Pagdusahan mo ang iyong kasalanan dyan sa loob. Alam mo, pag Mr. Sanchez, pag lumabas ka, iikli pa yung buhay mo. Kung mangangarap kang iikli ang iyong sentensya, mas iikli yung buhay mo. So, dyan ka na lang sa loob.
President Duterte has ordered the concerned government agencies not to allow the release of convicted rapist and murderer ex-Calauan Mayor Sanchez. Rosa Licoz, UNTV News and Rescue, Taguig City.
Several former lawmakers push for allowing detained Lady Senator Laila de Lima to attend Senate hearings through video and teleconferencing. Maya Bermudez will tell us why.
7 former senators, including former President Benigno Aquino III, Antonio Trillanes IV, and Attorney Rene Sagisag, support a committee that pushes for the freedom of Laila de Lima. It also aims to increase public awareness on the detained Lady Solon's situation as a prisoner of conscience. This after 2 years and 5 months of being imprisoned over alleged involvement in illegal drug trade.
One important characteristic of this committee, including what's happening in the current Senate and also what all former senators have signed and hopefully others will sign on, is we're making this a non-partisan issue, the freedom of Senator Laila, and her ability to participate as a senator. It should not be about politics.
They also push for allowing Senator de Lima to vote on resolutions, attend meetings and caucuses with senators, and conduct public committee hearings in Camp Crame in Quezon City.
Nung presidente pa si Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, ilang attempts ni then Senator Nene Pimentel to allow me to participate in the proceedings in the Senate through a resolution, teleconferencing means, hindi rin pinalusot ng mga kalyado ni GMA. Pero nung nanalo na si President Aquino, nagbago yung ihip ng hangin, suddenly gumugulong, pinayagan, pero siniset up pa lang siya nung eventually pinayagan akong makalaya, at nabigyan ng amnesty. So hindi na natuloy yung ganong mga paraan.
The former lawmakers also support Senate Resolution number 51, which aims to allow de Lima to use video and teleconferencing, especially if there's important voting in the Senate, which requires opinion from the minority.
Live discussion din sa amin ngayon sa minority na i-resume, i-sustain yung ganyang initiative. And then dagdag din lang yung sinabi ni Dean Tony kanina na palalawakin ng komite to include also advocacy groups outside the country.
Senator de Lima is now facing conspiracy to commit illegal drug trading over her alleged participation to proliferate illegal drugs in the New Bilibid prisons when she was the DOJ secretary. Mai Bermudez, UNTV News and Rescue, San Juan City.
If you are a motorist who passes by the Marcos Bridge daily, you might want to adjust your travel time due to the rehabilitation works on the road. Here's why.
This will help us to maintain, kasi nga yung bridge na matagal ng due yan for rehabilitation. So kailangan talaga natin gawin.
The westbound lane of Marcos Bridge is closed beginning today, while the eastbound lane was reopened after a 3-month repair. With this, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or NMDA expects heavy traffic, especially during rush hours. Considering the situation, the Marikina City government has enforced several measures to somehow alleviate the expected bulk of vehicles. Motorists coming from Cainta and Antipolo Rizal, except cargo trucks, may use the ramp of a nearby mall. The Marikina City LGU is also coordinating with the NMDA and the Cainta LGU to give these cargo trucks access to an additional alternate route.
Kakausapin natin itong Cainta at kung maaari ay mapadaan dun sa Imelda Avenue, diretso na hanggang dun sa may Ortigas Extension at palabas na ito dun sa Libis area.
The rehabilitation of Marcos Bridge westbound lane is expected to last for 4 months. A zipper lane will also be set in place to maintain order in the area. As you travel, bring more patience with you. Vincent Arboleda, UNTV News and Rescue, Marikina City.
Petrogas will cut prices of its gasoline and diesel products tomorrow. In an advisory, the oil company said prices of both products will be slashed of 10 centavos per liter. Last week, Petrogas and several oil companies implemented price hikes, also due to adjustments in the international market. These price adjustments are in line with the changes in the international market.
Welcome back to Y News. We pick up to where Angelo Castro III left off.
I'm Alex Baltazar, and here are the headlines. Backyard hog racers in Antipolo City complain over the Department of Agriculture's confiscation and culling of hogs. PCSO board member Sandra Cam believes corruption still lingers in small-town lottery operations. Several Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGO hubs in Quezon City have been slapped with notices of violation by the local government. PNP personnel to undergo Mandarin language training in China. And President Rodrigo Duterte calls on Filipinos to reflect on history and be everyday heroes as the country marks the National Heroes Day. Good evening. Backyard hog racers in Antipolo City complain over the Agriculture Department's sudden confiscation of their hogs. June Soriao reports why.
These images and videos were taken last weekend in Barangay Kupang, Antipolo City, where several hogs were culled. Some small-time hog racers who refused to be interviewed on camera complained that the pigs were forcefully taken from them to be buried alive, although the animals were not affected by any disease. They say news had spread in their locality that several hogs have been dying. The city government had promised them payment of 3,000 pesos for each confiscated pig. Last week, the Agriculture Department stated that they have tasked the Bureau of Animal Industry to cull hogs within a 1-kilometer radius from uninfected piggery to prevent the spread of the still unidentified swine disease. But Agriculture Secretary William Dar said there is protocol to be followed in culling swine. After slaughtering the animals, a certain chemical is poured onto the pigs before they are buried. The official adds they intentionally do not give the list of affected areas to the media.
Pag alam ng lahat, kayo din, pupunta kayo sa area eh. Pag nandun kayo sa loob, kayo ng carriers at spreading the disease. We don't want that to happen. Nakikiusap po ako sa inyo.
Marisol, who has been in the hog industry for 20 years, could not do anything but cry after finding out her hogs would be confiscated next.
Talaga po napakasakit sa loob namin. Para po kami pinutulan ng paa at kamay po sa ginawa nila sa amin. Parang hindi naman po makatarungan yung ginawa nila.
Rose Lily does not know how to pay her debts.
Basta lang puntahan yung may-ari. Eto, kunin lahat yung baboy dyan.
In an interview with DA Secretary William Dar, his department has allotted aid for hog raisers aside from cash assistance.
After this event na yung sakit ay nakontrol na doon sa lugar, bibigyan natin ng ayuda mga big.
Secretary Dar added that as they await the confirmatory laboratory test result from Europe, they continued their prevention, quarantine, and food safety measures against the still unidentified disease affecting hogs not just in Bulacan and Rizal, but also in other parts of the country. Jun Suriao, UNTV, News and Rescue.
There is stable pork supply in the local market. This is the Agriculture Department's assurance amid deaths of a number of hogs due to a suspected disease. Joanano tells us why.
Department of Agriculture Secretary William Dar assures that the price of pork in the market is stable, which indicates there is enough pork supply until the holiday season.
Wala pang problema sa supply. Yan ang commitment ng hog raisers, the commercial raisers.
In Balintawak Market in Quezon City, the prices of pork remain stable, but the meat vendors complain over income loss.
Kumbaga mga tao natatakot na bumili kasi nga yung sa mga balita ngayon.
Matumal talaga.
Bakit po?
Dahil sabi nila may sakit daw. Lahat ng tao ayaw na kumain. Nakakatinda ko ng 4, ngayon 2 pahirapan pa.
Despite the fear of some, other consumers still buy pork.
May mga suki rin naman kami, tsaka tinitingnan ko naman kung ano yung pinibili kong bago.
Hindi naman, kasi naniniwala naman ako na bago binibenta rito yung mga baboy, dumadaan muna siya sa meat inspection.
To ensure that pork sold in the markets nationwide are safe, the Agriculture Department has intensified their monitoring. The agency also vows to provide 3,000 pesos cash assistance for hog raisers for each hog that needs to be culled. And once an area is cleared of the suspected disease, the DA will also provide piglets to hog raisers. Joanano, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The Manila city government intensifies their crackdown against double-dead meat and illegal meat products. Harleen Delgado reports why.
As of 6 p.m. today, Manila City authorities confiscated more than 20 tons of hot meat amounting to over 20 million pesos based on report from the Manila Public Information Office. Acting Manila City Mayor Honey Lacuna and the Manila Veterinary Inspection Board led the confiscation of hot meat. This afternoon, they found boxes and freezers full of hot meat in several warehouses in Tondo. Several kilograms of illegal meat products from China were also confiscated over the weekend, amounting to 20,000 pesos. According to the National Meat Inspection Service, China is prohibited to export meat products such as beef, pork, and Peking duck. These have prompted Mayor Isko Moreno Dumagoso to warn stores that their business permits will be revoked once they are caught selling contraband meat products.
Lahat ng tindahan na magkikater ng illegal na karne, lalo na yung galing sa China na hindi allowed. Ito, babala ko po sa inyo na i-withdraw namin ang business permit ninyo. Tuluyan nyo na yung mga negosyante. Opo, Mayor. Tama na yung patawad. Sir, puro kasi patawad ang ginagawa natin, puro kumplista lang. O ngayon, yung negosyo na nila ang itigil natin. Diba? Total, mahilig sila mag-illegal.
The Manila Veterinary Inspection Board has been on high alert with round-the-clock inspections in 30 markets and almost 20 entry points in the nation's capital. Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
15 days. This is all the time 3 POGO hubs in Eastwood City have to present documents to the Quezon City government. Aiko Miguel explains why.
Mayor Joy Belmonte's administration issued a notice of violation to OmniWorld Enterprise Incorporated, SingTech Enterprise Incorporated, and Great Empire Gaming Amusement Corporation. These 3 Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGO hubs were not able to present permits and clearances required by the Quezon City government after a surprise inspection Friday night. Locational clearance, sanitary permit, environmental clearance, and occupational permit of employees. A business establishment must secure these documents before operating in the city. Mayor Belmonte says that they want to ensure all businesses follow the rules, regulations, and processes of the city government in owning and running a business. The UNTV news team still trying to get a statement from the said POGO hubs on the matter. Aiko Miguel, UNTV News and Rescue, Quezon City.
The Philippine National Police will send some police officers to China to undergo Mandarin language training. Leia Ilagan will tell us why.
Philippine National Police Anti-Kidnapping Group or PNP-AKG records show that in 56 kidnapping incidents from 2017 up to present nationwide, 120 Chinese suspects were arrested. In those kidnapping incidents, some victims are also Chinese nationals.
Kasi ito yung nagiging problema natin pag may mga nare-rescue tayo mga Chinese at saka nahuhuli tayong mga kidnappers na Chinese rin. Kailangan muna nating humingi ng tulong sa MRPO o kayo dun sa mag-hire tayo ng mga interpreter para maimbestigahan natin at malaman natin kung ano talagang punot-dulo nung pag-kidnap sa kanila at bakit sila kinidnap.
For in-depth investigations into cases that involve Chinese nationals, the PNP-AKG will send 3 of their men to China to study the Mandarin language. The Chinese consul will shoulder all the trainees' expenses in a 1-month training in China next month. 17 more personnel will also undergo Mandarin language training afterwards.
Hindi lang siguro dito sa Camp Crame. Magpapadali rin kami doon sa Buwan, galing ng Bisaya para sa Mindanao field office namin.
Leia Ilagan, UNTV News and Rescue, Camp Crame.
Sandra Cam of the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office says she is willing to resign if the corruption issue in the agency is not solved within 3 to 4 months. She also has something to say to Congress tomorrow. Harleen Delgado details why.
PCSO Board Member Director Sandra Cam says she's ready to name alleged corrupt officials, which includes some of her fellow board members at the congressional hearing tomorrow. Cam believes corruption still persists in the small town lottery or STL gaming scheme of the agency. The official suggests the operations of the STL games must be transferred to the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation or PAGCOR and let Lotto remain with the PCSO to eradicate corruption in the agency.
Yes, it's just like a legalized weapon. Lahat po yan dumadaan. Lalagyan kayo, pipilitin kayo. Ibigyan na lang sa PAGCOR because gambling naman talagang ang PAGCOR and STL is a gambling.
Cam also maintains that some former top officials are also included in corrupting STL operations. She says there are generals who are permitted to operate STL games, although they do not pay cash bonds and remit shortfalls to the PCSO.
I'm not against the military. I'm not against the PNP. I have a lot of friends there. But I don't like the way the mistas of General Corpus and General Balutan na parang ginawa nilang PCSO is a private company.
She also welcomes the lifestyle check to be conducted by the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission on all PCSO board members as part of an investigation.
Ang masasabi ko doon sa mga critics ko that I have a 500 million resort. You can go, I will invite you for free. You check out my place. It's just a kubo. Ang aming mga houses doon, cottages, are made of kubos.
Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
President Rodrigo Duterte is not able to lead the National Heroes Day celebration for the first time, but he sends a message to recognize our heroes. Rosalie Cos explains why.
There's nothing to worry about the president's health condition. This is what his former top aide and now Senator Bong Go assures the Filipinos as the nation celebrates today the gallantry of our national heroes. The official adds even President Duterte's working visit in China this week will push through. Senator Go revealed the president has had too much work lately, signing papers and holding private meetings. One of which is a recent meeting with Moro National Liberation Front Chair Nur Miswari.
He's indisposed that, alam niyo, 74 years old na po si Pangulo at kailangan rin niyang magpahinga. Magkasama pa kami kaninang madaling araw hanggang 4:30 ng umaga.
House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano read the speech of the president for the event instead. Though he was not able to come for the celebration of the National Heroes Day, President Duterte joined the nation in honoring the courage and bravery of the Filipino heroes who fought for us to attain the freedom and democracy we enjoy today. In his official message, he said that recognizing heroism is not only by erecting statues in their honor, but by uplifting the welfare of the poor and marginalized. He also encourages everyone to be in solidarity in attaining positive change for all and the next generations. Meanwhile, in Vice President Leni Robredo's message for the holiday, she reiterates that no hero is more distinguished than the other, but the honor is due to all who contributed and fought for the freedom we enjoy today. She also adds that development and freedom is only true if everyone will be a hero himself or herself by accomplishing positive change for the country and others. Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue, Taguig City.
The Filipino nation celebrates the National Heroes Day today. We asked some what for them is the meaning of a hero. Here are their answers.
If we will base our answer in the dictionary, the word hero means a person that has made a great work or anyone that does great things to the community without asking for anything in return. In schools, the life and heroism of our national heroes are taught to give example and inspiration. For some, here is their definition of the word hero.
Yung tumutulong sa kapwa.
Bayani, nag-alay na kanyang buhay para sa bayan.
Nowadays, the overseas Filipino workers are called the modern-day heroes. But did you know that there are certain criteria to qualify as a hero? Based on Executive Order number 75, a Filipino can be considered a hero if he or she has a concept of nation and aspires and struggles for the nation's freedom, defines and contributes to a system or life of freedom and order for a nation, and has contributed to the quality of life and destiny of a nation. But even ordinary people can be a hero in their own little ways. A janitor who cleans a building and its rooms, a taxi driver who returns cash misplaced by its owner, educators and doctors who serve people, and communities that help people through public service. How about you? Who do you consider as a hero? Mon Hokson, UNTV News and Rescue.
And to finally complete the most significant news for this day, Y News continues. Here are the top stories. A person from Illinois, USA has died from what the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention speculate is a vaping-related condition. Miguel De Leon explains why.
The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said it had identified 193 potential cases of severe lung illness tied to vaping in 22 states as of August 22nd, including one adult in Illinois who died after being hospitalized. No information was provided about the disease other than that they were an adult living in Illinois and that they had died of some sort of pulmonary illness exacerbated or caused by vaping or e-cigarette use.
We know this individual had a significant severe respiratory illness and died while hospitalized and had a history of vaping. So we urge people to use caution and consider avoiding the use of such material.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has been investigating a cluster of lung illnesses that it believes may be linked to e-cigarette use, although it has not yet been able to establish whenever they were in fact caused by vaping. E-cigarettes are generally thought to be safer than traditional cigarettes, which kill up to half of all lifetime users, according to the World Health Organization. But the long-term health effects of vaping are largely unknown. Patients have reported difficulty breathing, shortness of breath, and sometimes chest pain before being hospitalized. Some have shown symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, and fatigue. Miguel De Leon, UNTV News and Rescue, USA.
And for the news abroad, as the Group of Seven or G7 summit entered into its second day, leaders of the world's wealthiest countries club went through a packed schedule Sunday to build consensus, but their divisions on such issues as trade and Iranian nuclear deal were hard to bridge. Kaf Dumaraos reports why.
G7 leaders joined in a family photo on Sunday at the French resort hosting the summit, which has been troubled by differences between U.S. President Donald Trump and Western allies over a raft of issues. U.S. President Donald Trump and his America First policy received more pressure from his G7 colleagues, with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who was widely believed as Trump's closest ally among G7, saying publicly that Britain is in favor of trade peace on the whole instead of a trade war. Johnson made the remarks during his work breakfast with Trump, who was criticized for ratcheting up trade conflict with China. The British Prime Minister said the UK has profited massively in the last 200 years from free trade, and that's what we want to see. And so we are keen to see we don't like tariffs on the whole. This was the second time that Johnson expressed his concern over Trump's trade policy in the week. En route to the G7 summit, he told reporters that he was very, very concerned about the trade conflict between the US and China.
That is on the minds of the other leaders here to try to contain this escalating global trade war. We've seen no evidence that the American president is willing to walk back on his ratcheting up of his escalation of the trade war.
Meanwhile, after several bilateral and trilateral meetings during the day, leaders failed to agree on any joint action on the Iranian nuclear issue. French President Emmanuel Macron and Trump said Sunday that G7 members will each act on its own over the thorny issue. In another development, Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif arrived Sunday afternoon in Biarritz, but the Iranian authority later ruled out the possibility of any scheduled meeting or negotiation with the American delegation during Zarif's stay. The visit was made at the invitation of French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian in a bid to continue discussions on recent initiatives between the presidents of Iran and France, said Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Abbas Mousavi. Iran's nuclear issue is one of the main topics at the summit of the 7 leading industrialized countries. Together with Britain and Germany, the host country France is working to rescue the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, also known as the Iranian nuclear deal, from which the United States has withdrawn, raising the tension of the Gulf region. Kat Dumaraos, UNTV News and Rescue.
Amid growing international alarm over fires in Brazil's Amazon region, neighboring Bolivia is facing devastating fires of its own, with flames devouring farmland and environmentally sensitive forests alike. Mon Hokson will tell us why.
Bolivian President Evo Morales did an about-face on Sunday and said he was now open to international aid to fight the blazes that have engulfed rural villages and doubled in size since Thursday. Morales is also suspending his campaign for re-election for at least a week, just 2 months from Election Day, to focus on the wildfires.
In media reports, I read that Argentina wants to cooperate. I am totally open. Nobody is banning voluntary, spontaneous cooperation to those who want to help.
The blazes burned unabated across vast swaths of hilly tropical forests and savanna near Bolivia's border with Paraguay and Brazil. At least 1 million hectares, or approximately 3,800 square miles, have been impacted by the fires, officials said. Morales' government had been slow to accept the aid, initially saying it would use its own resources to fight the fires. But pleas from villagers and officials of Santa Cruz province led to an about-face. Argentina, Paraguay, Peru, Chile, and Spain have all offered support.
I've instructed the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Foreign Relations to see how they can be of help to put out these fires.
Television footage showed out-of-control flames and opaque clouds of smoke engulfing villages, scorching savanna and farm fields dotted with wavering palm trees and rippling across hillsides. Bolivia late last week contracted a Boeing 747 supertanker from the United States to help with the firefighting and has mobilized more than 2,000 firefighters, as well as small aircraft and helicopters. But the area affected by wildfire has nonetheless nearly doubled since Thursday. Political rivals accuse Morales of a slow response. Some have said his rural development policies have contributing to the problem, as farmers set the forest alight to clear land for pasture and settlement. Thousands of wildfires are also decimating the neighboring Brazilian Amazon, the world's largest rainforest. The blazes have nearly doubled this year compared with the same period in 2018, prompting global outrage. The Amazon basin's vast forests are widely seen by scientists as a buffer against climate change. Bolivia's portion of the Amazon, while not as extensive, remains heavily forested. The Andean nation is one of the poorest in the Western Hemisphere, but one of the richest in biodiversity. Mon Hokson, UNTV News and Rescue.
Wish 1075 celebrates its 5th year in the music industry this month of August, and a culminating star-studded concert completed the Wishers' Sunday night. Mirasol Abogadil will tell us why.
Hartha, 3rd Avenue, The Wishfuls, and Rhea Basco. Nothing but pure musical talent opened Wish 1075's anniversary concert on Sunday evening at the Aliu Theater. And what else but original Pinoy music filled the air as Soul Supreme Casey Tandingan rocked the venue. Moira De La Torre's sweet voice, total performer Darren Espanto, mainstream wedding singers 3rd Avenue, punk rock trio 4 of Spades, indie pop rock band December Avenue, and indie folk pop band Ben and Ben completed the Night of Music. The artists also looked back at what Wish FM has contributed for their musical careers.
Nga, yung nasa China, merong nag-download nung video ko from YouTube. Tapos di ba kasi doon wala silang YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wala. Meron lang silang Weibo. So merong nag-download ng video ko, tapos in-upload doon. Tapos parang doon nata nag-start na nalaman nila kung sino ko. So nung nagpapa-audition sila, hindi pa ako part ng audition na yun eh. Nagtanong lang sila, is Tandingan, Kizzy? Tapos pinahanap nila ako, pinatawag nila, do you wanna see her? Ganyan, ganyan. Tapos nag-audition ako, ganyan. The rest is history.
Kizzy is the first ever Filipino artist to fill Dubai World Trade Center during her first major concert, Supreme, KC Tandingan in Dubai, produced by Wish 1075. Other artists share their own experiences with Wish.
I did a cover of Chandelier nga po sa Wish Bus, and I didn't expect it to go viral. So that's one thing na sobrang memorable for me, and one thing I will never forget.
Yes, kasi sa labas, laging yun yung nakikita ko sa mga screen na mga restaurant, gano'n.
It was such a breath of fresh air to hear that a bus is going around all over the Philippines finding talents.
Naalala namin yung first time na sumampa kami ng kumpleto sa Wish Bus. It honestly felt like we were legitimate artists.
While up-and-coming OPM acts also thanked Wish FM for the door of opportunities it has opened for them.
Yung artists na fini-feature nila dito sa Philippines, hindi lang yung mga big artists, kundi yung mga starting artists din. And super laking tulong nun for artists like me.
Pinabibigyan kami ng opportunity to showcase our talent, to showcase our music. So, doon pa lang, malaking tulong na sa amin.
Wala kaming tiwala sa sarili namin before. Wala kaming tiwala sa talents na binigay ni Lord sa amin before. But because of Wish 1075, who trusted us this much, who trusted us and gave us a lot of opportunities, mas nagkaroon ng value, mas nagkaroon kami ng dahilan kung bakit namin dapat i-treasure yung mga skills na binigay sa amin.
Nakapunta rin kami ng Dubai, and nakapag-front act din kami sa mga bigating mga singers. So sobrang parang paano ba natin naabot yun? Sobrang salamat talaga sa Wish.
Even Paulo Valenciano, who directed the concert, commended Wish 1075's project.
Yung wanting to create something world-class, yun talaga yung nakaka-excite every time I work with the Wish team. It's really how do we push the boundaries, and it's no surprise kung bakit online nagna-number one si Wish. It doesn't even surprise me.
And according to Kuya Daniel Rizon, the man behind Wish 1075, it's always been the station's goal to champion OPM.
Bahagi talaga yan na gusto nating ma-achieve, yung maiangat natin yung ating patulungan nating maiangat yung ating original Filipino music, na makilala yung talent ng mga Pilipino, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, kung hindi sa iba't ibang bahagi ng daigdig.
The innovative FM station achieved this year remarkable milestones: 3 for 3 Wish buses, 6 for the 6 million YouTube channel subscribers, and 5 for its 5 years in the industry. Watch out for more breakthroughs and milestones only on Wish 1075. Mirasol Abugadil, UNTV, News and Rescue.
Wish 1075 donates a total of 500,000 pesos to chosen beneficiaries in the name of public service at Sunday's 365 anniversary concert. Nina Armilio details why.
Wish FM's 5th anniversary concert on Sunday night was truly an OPM party. It was packed with not only music and entertainment, but also pure public service. 5 chosen charitable institutions who serve and care for those in need thank Wish for giving them 100,000 pesos each. This is the first time Verlani Foundation has been chosen as Wish FM's beneficiary. It is a private institution that cares for and assists street children for some 27 years now.
Dahil 8 po yung homes na ino-operate namin, and you can just imagine kung ano yung expenses nila in terms of medication, in terms of food and nutrition, at saka yung pagstay nila sa home.
Make-A-Wish, on the other hand, is happy to receive Wish FM's donation that will contribute in their advocacy to help children with life-threatening medical conditions.
So kami po yung naniniwala na kahit ano pong mga wish ng mga bata, whether it be I want to be a pilot, or I want to meet someone really special, or some of them I want to go to the beach, yan po ay nahanapan namin ng katuparan sa Make-A-Wish po.
Coalition of Services of the Elderly, meanwhile, say that Wish FM's financial assistance is very timely.
Kasi ongoing yung renovation ng aming group home ng mga abandoned older women. So, ipapatiles pa, kailangan pang gawin yung tiles. So sabi ko kay Eva kanina, ito na yung papatiles natin, dumating na yung natin, yung prayers natin.
The Visayan Forum Foundation say they are glad for the FM station's aid, which will be used in protecting victims of human trafficking under their care.
So ito pong donation nyo ay sobrang laking tulong para din matulungan namin na matransform yung mga bata na nasa custody namin. Ito po ay directly mapupunta doon sa mga bata. So it could be basic needs, education nila, pursuing legal cases, and psychological health ng mga survivors. So kami po talaga nagpapasalamat sa Wish FM.
While Sunshine Care Foundation is striving to find cure for 200 patients affected by XDP, a rare disease.
So as the foundation, we are working to find a cure for this brain disease as well as to help families financially cope with this disaster. It is a uniquely Filipino disease, not found anywhere else in the world. Most people don't know about it, right? So we are so grateful to Wish for granting us this generous donation because it will really go far in helping us find the cure and for caring for these families who are affected by the disease.
According to Kuya Daniel Razon, Wish FM's charity element will always be present in the FM station's every project.
Ito ay ating paniniwala na dapat nating magawa yung mabuti habang meron tayong pagkakataon at makagawa tayo ng kabutihan sa lahat ng mga tao na nangangailangan, at kung kaya nating gawin, gusto natin na yun ay laging kasama sa adhikain natin na makagawa ng charity sa lahat ng mga pwede nating maabot. So maging sa pagbuo nitong konsepto ng Wish, kaya nga sinasabi ko na mismong yung pangalan ng Wish, kaya natin ginawa na Wish din yan, ay dahil gusto natin talaga ma-incorporate yung public service dyan at yung charity works, which is yung paggagrant ng mga wishes ng ating mga kapwa-tao na nanonood, nakikinig, at naaabot ng ating stasyon.
Wish 1075 never fails to amaze. From the music it brings, the innovation, up to the granting of wishes of our fellows in need. That is why as Wish 1075 cruises to its 6th year in the industry, don't be left behind. So always tune in to Wish 1075. Nina Armilio, UNTV, News and Rescue, Philippines.
And those are the reasons behind the news this August 26, 2019. On behalf of Alex Baltazar and Angelo Castro III, I am William Theo. And before we close, we will recap with today's significant sound bites. Because we need to know, we will always ask why. Good evening.
In the meantime, ay kailangan po nila ng pagkain, electricity and water firstly.
Magkakaroon ng improvement services, no? Yun po yung expect natin with this additional releases po from Angas Dam, no? Expected September 1.
Talaga po napakasakit sa loob namin. Para po kami pinutulan ng paa at kamay po sa ginawa nila sa amin. Parang hindi naman po makatarungan yung ginawa nila.
after this event na yung sakit ay nakontrol na doon sa lugar, bibigyan natin ng ayuda mga big.
It's just like a legalized weapon. Lahat po yan dumadaan. Lalagyan kayo, pipilitin kayo. Ibigyan na lang sa PAGCOR because gambling naman talagang ang PAGCOR and STL is a gambling.
Every time I work with the Wish team, it's really how do we push the boundaries? How do we make it better? How do we compete against how the foreigners do it? It's no surprise kung bakit online nagna-number 1 si Wish. It doesn't even surprise me.
Bahagi talaga yan na gusto nating ma-achieve, yung maiangat natin yung ating patulungan nating maiangat yung ating original Filipino music, na makilala yung talent ng mga Pilipino hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas kung hindi sa iba't ibang bahagi ng daigdig.